Have you ever seen a car that looks like it escaped from a video game but somehow exists in real life? Because that's exactly what the McLaren Solus GT feels like. A hypercar so extreme that even McLaren themselves say it shouldn't exist on a normal road. And yet, here it is. A real machine built for only one purpose: to show the world what happens when you remove every limit engineers normally face. The Solus GT is not just another supercar. It's what happens when a Formula One team, a Le Mans engineering team, and a group of designers with absolutely zero restrictions decide to build the fastest track weapon McLaren has ever made. And the craziest part? Only 25 people on the entire planet will ever get to touch it. Most hypercars today have massive twin-turbo engines, electric motors, or heavy hybrid systems. The Solus GT goes in the opposite direction, a screaming 5.2-liter naturally aspirated V10 that revs to 10,000 RPM. McLaren didn't want quiet. They didn't want smooth. They wanted violence, emotion, and a sound that can make your bones vibrate from 100 meters away. And that's exactly what this engine delivers: more than 830 horsepower without a single turbo. But here's where the story gets truly insane. This car weighs less than a small city hatchback, under 1,000 kilograms. That means a power-to-weight ratio so extreme that the Solus GT accelerates like a jet fighter, launching from 0 to 100 in about 2.5 seconds. But more importantly, pulling over 3 Gs of lateral force in corners. 3 Gs! That's what fighter pilots feel during sharp turns. So why would McLaren build something this wild when nobody is allowed to drive it on the street? Because the Solus GT isn't meant to compete with Ferraris or Bugattis. Its only competition is raw physics. McLaren engineers openly said they wanted the Solus GT to break every rule of aerodynamics, and it shows. The body isn't designed like a car. It's designed like a missile. Every curve, every vent, every tiny channel in the carbon fiber body exists to generate downforce, more than 1,200 kilograms of it at speed. Yes, you heard that right. The car produces more downforce than its entire weight. Meaning, if you drive it fast enough, it could theoretically stick to the ceiling of a tunnel. It's absurd, it's beautiful, and it's totally unapologetically unnecessary, which is why it's perfect. Inside the Solus GT feels more like a fighter cockpit than a supercar. There are no comfortable seats, no luxury materials, no infotainment screens, because McLaren didn't care about comfort. You don't sit in the Solus GT, you wear it. McLaren molds the seat specifically to your body. The steering wheel looks like it was stolen from an LMP race car. Everything is built only for speed, only for performance. Nothing distracts you. This is not a car for Instagram. This is a car for people who want to feel alive. But here comes the interesting twist. Despite all the power, the aerodynamics, the technology, this car wasn't built for racing championships. McLaren created it to give 25 private owners the experience of driving a real prototype race car without needing to be a professional driver. Each owner gets McLaren engineers, telemetry systems, a full race suit, custom fittings, training days, and support like an F1 driver. No other hypercar brand does this. Not Ferrari, not Porsche, not Bugatti. This makes the Solus GT more than a machine. It's a package, a club, an experience that even billionaires can't simply buy. You need to be invited. But the biggest question is, what does the Solus GT tell us about the future of supercars? Because we all know the world is moving toward electric cars, quiet motors, and strict regulations. Cars like this, extreme, loud, emotional, shouldn't exist in 2025. Yet McLaren still built it. Why? Because the Solus GT is a message, a statement, a reminder that pure driving passion isn't dead. That even in an electric future, there will always be a place for machines that make your heart beat faster, your hands shake, and your ears ring after every lap. This car will never be street legal, it will never be mass-produced, and you may never see one in real life. But that's what makes it special. It's rare, it's extreme, it's the kind of car that makes you fall in love with driving again, even if you'll never touch it. So here's the final truth about the McLaren Solus GT. It doesn't exist to be practical. It doesn't exist to follow rules. It exists to show what happens when a company removes fear, removes limits, removes compromise, and builds a machine that reminds the world what speed truly feels like. And honestly, in a world full of safe electric cars and silent engines, we need cars like this more than ever. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most extreme machines ever built, tell me which hypercar you want next: Bugatti, Ferrari, Koenigsegg, or something even crazier.